had another drink after another drink, and then I tried to crawl to the door. I had another smoke after another joke, and then I couldn't take any more. I had to take the bait on any single thing, someone trying to tell me for sure. I heard another voice that said it wasn't a dream. I heard a word or two about everything, and as I give away it all to a beat, it told me a thing about cages. I never did know a thing about cages.
Right, the last, so all the carburetors are now done, and that's the right hand one, as you can see, all cleaned up. Looks lovely now. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put all three K&N air filters in, and we're going to clean them up because they've got loads of rubbish on the outside, but I don't know what they've got on the inside. So the first thing I want to do, take the Jubilee clip off, because that can go in as well, and that might as well come out nice and clean at the same time. I can get this thing off. Looks like it'll come off. Yep. Right, so I've got just the suds in there at the moment. Just boiled the kettle. So let's put the two bits in. And I'm going to fill up from the inside of here with the hot water, and it's flowing out. So we make sure it goes all the way through all the pores of the K&N. I can't see the max symbol. Ah! Reason being, right, got the thing around the wrong way. Didn't help, did it? Right, let's plug that in. Right, I'll start again. I don't know whether it might be better laying that. No. I'll leave it upwards. Oh yeah, that should easily do it. Right, let's set this thing up for 30 minutes. When it's switched on. Right. Let's leave that going, and then we'll flip it over, and back over, and see what it's going like. But you can see the steam coming off here, and that's what we want. Right, let's leave it going. Well, I cannot believe the colour of that water after just doing that. It's also cleaning up the chrome as well, so let's give it another go. Let's see how this works. These K&Ns are absolutely filthy. Look at the colour coming out of that water now, look. We haven't even turned it on yet. Look at that. Right, let's get it whizzing. Absolutely unbelievable. The water I took out, I've done one, the middle one. These are the outer edge ones, so this is, this is the middle one. I've done the right hand one. But yeah, God, let's hope this cleans up all right. But yeah, they definitely needed doing. Look at the state of them. You can see here the colour of the water coming out of that K&N. And there is all the crud that was in there, and there's like a massive pool of grit and dirt and God knows what in there. So it just goes to show you need to clean your K&N and air filters periodically. Right, there's the last one done, all cleaned. I'm pleased that's over, because now we can get with rebuilding the carbs, but these have come up like new. Right, so, to the bench. Well, did you spot the error when I was cleaning the carbs? What did I forget to take out? The needles seat. So these are down inside this tube here, and you have to prise out the little gold washer that sits on the top here. And then this is fixed in, it's got a slot here that fixes into a little lug here, comes up from underneath, and then all I use is very carefully just give it a little tap with a little centre punch. You can use a wooden dowel if you haven't got one, and then you knock it out and it comes out underneath. Now I've blown this through, as I'm going to do with the rest of the carb, with the WD-40, and it's not blocked and it is clear. However, because I haven't put this through the ultrasonic cleaner on its own, I'm going to take them all out and I'm going to bung them back through the ultrasonic cleaner. I won't bore you with that, but I'm going to do that off camera, because I don't want to assemble this carb without having cleaned every single piece, otherwise it's pointless in doing it. And these are quite a pain to get back in, because unless you line it up with the lug, and you've got to try and drop it down this centre tube to do it. You can do it with a pair of tweezers, you can get it down there, grab them here and then position it round. And I'm also going to put the little rings through as well. So I'm going to quickly go off and do that, and I'll be back at the blink of an eye. What an amateur! I was just about to show you how to knock one of these out and the SD card went full just as it plopped out. So, but I'm glad I did this, because I'll put a screen picture up on the screen now. This is the right hand carb, and what you see on the screen now is the innards of that right hand carb, and look at the crud that's still present on it. And then next to that on the right hand side you can see the one that I've just put through the ultrasonic cleaner, but down through the middle of that I still had to get a little tiny piece of wire and just keep rubbing it backwards and forwards inside to get all the crud off. But yeah, I'm definitely glad I did this, because it needed it, because that is the worst one of the three, but it's really clogged up. Well, I've got the middle pieces in there at the moment, cooking away, and while that's going on, I've got the taste of petrol, really mouldy stale petrol, mixed with WD-40 in my mouth at the moment, where I've been blowing down the middle of these jets. So I think it's time for a cuppa to try and get rid of that taste, but oh, that takes me back. I'm interested if I put a Q-tip or earbud or whatever they're called down here, what will actually get out. That's been through the ultrasonic cleaner. It does seem to be right where the seat is. Let's go down a bit further. Yeah, it's not so bad down further. Right, what we'll do, put a little drop of WD in there, we'll give that a little wash. In theory, that should get most of it out. Let's go and get more Q-tips up here. Still coming out. It's looking nice and clean in there now. Probably end up with the blimmin' WD-40 back in my tea again. Yep, that's coming out clean now, so that's done. Try and do it round this seat where the washer sits. That's nice and clean. Perfect. Oh yeah. Looking down in there now. That's lovely. Right, so that one is done. So I'll go down the others. Yeah, see, this one's not as bad. It was just that other one that had the gunk in it. That one's hardly dirty at all. It's nice and clean. So that's good. And then lastly, this one. Yeah, there is a bit down inside this one. So you see it's clean going in. Definitely some dirt down inside there. Let's get right down to the end. Yep, lovely and clean down in there now. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Right, so they're all clean. So I'm glad I did those, because otherwise we would have had all that gunk in a carburetor that's been through an ultrasonic cleaner. And that's the thing with these ultrasonic cleaners, you think they're going to get everything off, but they don't. They just almost lift it. So when you're pushing these back in, you can see you've got this groove here. Now in this tower there's a little pin here that sticks in, so the groove has got to come up and sit in that pin. And you can see my groove is directly at 6 o'clock position, right against that pin, and then that locks in and it just pushed in, so that was good. And then I put this on here, which needs to go in, and then my main jet goes down in there, I believe. Yeah, that's right. 24 float valve seat washer. It's not that one. So that's these two. And then that goes in there. So I'll just tighten that in, and that's that bit done. So I did think about originally using the needle valves and seats, but I've been out and brought 3 brand new ones, because that yellow goo was coming out the bottom of the actual needle itself. There was obviously still some crud in there, and if this goes wrong when you're out on the road, you're stuffed. So I didn't want to take the risk, so I've bought 3 of these. These are a Tormax FVS-405, and they're the proper needle valve and seats for the Mikuni carb. So I'm going to take the old one that I had in there out and put this one in. It's an 8mm to get that out. I'll keep these as spares, they'll be handy to have. And then I'm going to rebuild the carb. I'll show you setting the float height, but cleaning out all the jets and just giving everything a blow through, I won't show you that, because at the end of the day it's the same as when you disassemble it. So let me get the WD-40 with the nozzle on, blow out everything in here, and then we can put the new needle valve and seat in, and then I'll just get on with rebuilding the other 2. I keep saying 3, but there's 3 in total, but the other 2.
Another drink after another drink, and then I tried to crawl to the door. I had another smoke after another joke, and then I couldn't take any more. I had to change the bed, not any single thing. Someone tried to tell me for sure. I heard another voice that said it wasn't a dream. I heard a word or 2 about everything, and as I gave away, it all it would be. It told me